All right. Good evening. This is Dark Knight, and I'll be your caster for this evening for Division A, Season 19 of Nexus Gaming Series. We're just getting into the lobby. We'll be starting soon in a little bit, but to get you going with some of the pre-game, as far as bans and such. We did have Battlefield of Eternity and Infernal Shrines being banned out by Spooky Ghosts, and Sky Temple and Guardian of Terror by Fancy Flightless Fowl. First pick, or map pick, first pick was selected by Spooky, right? And so map pick went over to Fancy Flightless Fowl. They're opted to go to Tomb of the Spider Queen. A little bit of background. We do know that Spooky Ghosts moving up from Division B. They were representatives of B West last season. Or they lost. Actually, they were for B West, right? Moving over to the grand final. In the semi-final for B West, I should say. Yeah, there was a previous season where they went to the final. But they've been rather successful the past couple seasons. Moving up now to Division A. Got a chance to talk to the captain of Fancy Flightless Fowl right before the game, letting me know I guess semi-returning team or not. I guess they were together or not together for the most part a couple seasons ago, and so the team is for the most part together. They also competed, I guess, in Division A Heroic and what used to be Nexus, so I imagine they're going to bring quite a bit of experience as far as drafting, gameplay, and such. I heard a little bit of maybe potentially exciting comps, but we'll see what they have in store for tonight. So it looks like both teams are indeed like they're ready. We're getting the ready signs. Everybody's giving the thumbs up. I guess also double checking my sound. I am notorious for having problems with my mic last season. It looks like everything looks good, so. Alright, looks like we're gonna be starting. And with that, we do go right into the draft. Myself, being a little bit familiar with a few members, I guess at this point, most people in NGS know each other one way or another. I've had the pleasure of going against Spooky Ghosts the past couple seasons in Division B, so I'm rather familiar with a little bit more so than I would say. Oh, sorry. Already, right away, the first blunder, I just realized that I have the ranks showing from my last cast, which was in the playoffs. So disregard the the ranks. We do have Vala coming out as the first ban. Vala is still, even after the nerfs, rather strong. I think the auto attack build took a little bit of a hit, but then they kind of made people more willing to take the Q build and your W build, so it wasn't just so obvious that you had to go auto attack, which is always a good thing. Diversity in builds of heroes. We do have an Anub band coming out from the side of Fowls. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna mess up saying Fancy Flightless Fowls or Fowl quite often. I might just say fancy or fouls or triple F. Triple F seems easier. We do have the Diablo ban. The Lord of Terror, always a pain, especially if you're not going to be drafting a hero that can deal with it. And then Brightwing ban to round up the first round of bans. Brightwing still very much a meta healer, very powerful. Although, obviously, not a huge map. Being able to port in still. Very nice. So we do have first pick.
The Crusade calls.
From Spooky Ghost. And we do have Johanna right away selected. Johanna, even still with the kind of continuous nerfs, still a really rather average take. That's my personal bias. Joe is still, you know, not great at anything particular, but not horrible at anything. He's kind of your very just safe pick. So obviously with Wave Clear, this is a Wave Clear map. Very good here. We do have Anduin and Blaze being selected. Blaze still, I imagine, from last season of NGS. And if you look at the stat, it's Blaze highly contested as far as a pick. And so we do have the pick. We do have Lucio and Tacitor being then selected. So right away, pretty good wave clear on the part of Spooky Ghost. We had now our second round of bans. We do have a Leo. I would say not surprising. Looks like Fancy Flightless Fowl did their homework. A offliner that I know that Eric is quite good on, right? So trying to eliminate that particular issue. And actually very good wave clear here as well. And then our last ban is Zul'jin. Interesting. Although much to the dismay of ARAM enthusiasts with the last nerf to the stacks, now having a cap on it, I think kind of changed Zul'jin to be a little bit more front loaded. I actually look at the statistics from Hero's profile, and it looks like it slightly improved. Like, I think maybe the front loading of it, and it also meant that people stopped chasing dings. Maybe that's a good thing. We know that people usually like to die from dings, so maybe it has led to people just playing smarter. I don't know, maybe that's a consequence of it. We do have Kel Foss, and Sylvanas now being selected. Obviously, Sylvanas very strong on any map that has an objective with the push, and very much the case here on Tomb. Hello, Hoku. I'm here for our tennis picks. I doubt there'll be any other tennis picks here. We do have Sonya, then Phoenix. Right away, are we gonna have a Leap, Crater, Planet, Cracker, Black Hole fun? We'll see. With the last pick,
Our world is
May. Okay. So with that, for the most part, both teams have very good wave clear. I think it's going to come down to obviously execution, likely, just looking at the draft. Right, I'm not looking at any other factors. But with that, we'll get on our way to game one. I'll see you shortly. There's a bit of delay there, maybe with some people still connecting, so hopefully that's not an issue later on. We'll go ahead and introduce both our teams. We have Rogoth on the side of Spooky Ghosts, on Johanna, Rift on the Phoenix, Eric with a K, Sonya, Kaleidos, Lucio, and Boundary X on the Tassiter. On the side of Fowl, or Triple F, we do have Silverbell on the Sylvanas, Valkyrie, Blaze, Genji Boy on the Mei, Alfie on the Kel'Thas, and XX Lunatic XX on the Anduin. Anyway, we do have teams starting off their season 19 with the handshake. The first minute handshake, as many do. Feel out what's going to be happening. Right, we do see both teams obviously focusing on wave clear. I would say probably the wave clear slightly favors. Oh, Lucio with a stun, able to get out though. The wave clear maybe slightly favors Fowl. Fancy Flightless Fowl. Look at our offlaners doing offlaner things, obviously. I'll try to show some love. We do have what appears to have the Phoenix rotate down to start that bottom cam, get that going. At the same time, we do have Flightless Fowl, or Fancy Flightless Fowl, doing their own bruiser. Obviously, there's always discussion of when is the best time to get that going. Do you just want to get that going on cooldown? Do you want to save it for the countering of an opposing objective, or you want to get it with an objective so it can help it? So obviously there's a bit of strategy and chess play when it comes to when to cap that bruiser, but did have Fancy Flightless Fowl opt to do it or get it early, and we do see then Spooky Ghost also responding by getting theirs going. No one top lane. You're gonna get a little bit of value with that. Obviously, the wave clear of Spooky Ghost pretty good as well. You have Phoenix kind of holding the bottom lane for now. Ah, and I forgot to do my prediction. Oh, I'm so rusty. Typically, I do a prediction right at the beginning, but it's still kind of early, right? Nothing major has happened. I can still get that going in case people are interested in making a prediction. Hopefully nothing major happens, like a big fight and I'm missing trying to make this prediction. I'll try to make it fast. There you go, I was able to do it. First game casting jitters. Both teams getting near about level 7. They both have done a really good job of kind of keeping up with the soak. We do have now Fancy Flightless Fowl with turn in available, but they're opting to wait. Again, another aspect of this particular map is whether or not you want to do the first turn in or not. And it looks like Fancy Flightless Fowl is not going to be able to turn in, and instead Spooky Ghost does get this turn in with that. Just a slight lead. Do have level 7s, but I imagine they're not going to get too much value out of this with the Sylvanas and the Kel'Thas. They do have plenty of wave clear. Johanna does get a bit junked, able to press straight and walk away. We do see an even kind of split on the side of Fancy Flightless Fowl, kind of addressing all lanes, but mid lane looks like it's going to do a little bit of damage. For the most part, bottom and mid being the last two. With bottom lane being the most at danger, we do have the team rotating, getting the Phoenix able to get injured. Oh, I thought the teleport got interrupted, but it looks like Phoenix is not going to be able to get away. Does go down. We do have 3 members on the side of Spooky, same top side. Trying to get a little bit more push value there, but not a bad first objective. We do have Lucy going in, getting caught by the kill thaws, and then be able to follow up and actually secure the kill. Not exactly what you want, but Spooky goes able to get half, a little bit about a quarter, almost half in mid, and not much top, which obviously you're trying to prioritize saving top and mid as much as possible. Unless you're playing Storm League in gold or below. People love to save the bottom keep, or the bottom tower, I should say. Fort. You have another skirmish going on mid, or bottom, I should say, turn in over the objective, trying to get that turn in. We do have Spooky with 33. They're almost getting to their second turn in, but it looks like recognizing they're not going to be able to stop or delay that forever. Starting on their own bruiser camp. Same time, we do have Fancy Flightless Fowl getting their own. So now we see kind of the other strategy of getting the bruiser camp out with your objective and against an objective. Spook able to secure the bottom siege camp as well to kind of help counter that push, that objective. Fancy Flightless Fowl. Oh, we have to have 10s online. I was so much focused. Oh, that teleport well timed, able to kind of get away from that pyroblast. But we do have Leap, Planet Cracker, Bless Your Shield, Black Hole, and Sound Barrier, as I predicted or asked or requested. We do have Pyroblast, Light Bomb, Welling Arrow, Bunker, and Ice Wall. I imagine Spooky is going for that Crater, Black Hole, Planet Cracker combo at 20, so... You have Ice Wall coming out, landing on the Tassel with Light Bomb, following up, then getting the CC, but not much in the form of follow-up. We do have Blaze going down bot. We just saw the Planet Cracker from the Phoenix coming out to kind of help with a wave clear. Johanna able to get... Oh, I thought they completed that quest, but it didn't. I thought they got that 4-man subdue. But not quite, but almost. We do have the collapse on Sonya. Does Sonya have Leap? Yeah. Oh no, Leap was used, so Sonya will be going down, trying to spin for the lives, but not able to get away. We do have a second turn-in available on the side of Fancy Flightless Fowl. Looks like they're gonna have to give this up or try to poke as much as possible. We do have a Johanna, so Johanna can poke for a while, at least while the Unstoppable's up. It's a little bit more challenging after that. Ice Wall does come out, not able to land on that Tassel. That surely would have been a bad situation. Johanna coming in again, but this time does not have trait. And going down, that's 33 gems. Not what you want. This is a situation where you got to consider, is it worth trying to delay, especially if you have 30 gems. We do have then Fancy Flightless Fowl being able to secure their second objective, so back-to-back objectives, and now this time with the Sylvanas we'll be able to see the value of the trade, being able to shut up that fort. We do have 3 members of Spooky Ghost trying to defend mid, but looks like not much that could be done there. Mid would be going down. Phoenix using Planet Cracker for the wave clear, or the objective clear. It's actually pretty good. It does quite a bit of work on that. Do ice while landing on the Johanna. Likely not John able to use trade and actually get a huge condemn. Follow up with the stun. 3-man stun. Gets the Anduin. Now the members of Fancy Flightless Fowl having to retreat, but able to get away. We do have Sonya fighting with the Blades, able to kind of, again, save off that push. Sonya now having to be careful. Likely seeing that members of the Fancy Flightless Fowl not there, maybe trying to rotate down, but opposite then start at the bottom siege camp again. So we do have, even with that, two objectives back to back, only able to really secure mid, which is substantial, right? Mid is probably the most important of these three because it controls practically both turn-ins. Losing mid usually makes it very difficult to turn in. We do have an engaged. Again, Anduin being focused goes down. ISO was used, gets 2 members, but don't think it's going to get much of a follow-up after that. We do have, oh, actually, Sonya now in danger. Spinning, able to sustain enough with the healing, but then forced to use Leap to survive. We do have then Phoenix use a teleport out. We do have a 2-for-1 with now Blaze in trouble with 20 gems being dropped. Bottom being taken down with now top still going, mid as well, but obviously needing to defend bottom now that a keep is now being potentially pushed. They're going to get this towers here and might get a little bit beyond that. We do have a siege as well to kind of help empower that. We do have the pings of retreat coming out. Sylvana is moving top to try to save as much as that lane as possible, but again, some of the kind of difficult decisions of, do we save our bottom keep or do we give up top? Now Sylvana's having to be careful because Squeaky Ghost now opting to rotate. We do have Blessed Shield and Leap, but Light Bomb now followed up with an engagement with the Blaze. Very huge, very good. Sound barrier by the Lucio, able to kind of delay the fight a little bit, but they were way behind this tower that's still there. I say tower, fort. Towers are the little ones, right? But that Tassel going down, and that leaves Fancy Flightless Fowl with a boss call. Very much which they can do. Spooky Ghost opting to try to save whatever they can out of this. Get the Bruiser camp out. Help counter a bit of their push. Both teams lost quite a few gems in that last skirmish fight, right? With, I think, Blaze lost about 20 below, and then I think a few members of Spooky Ghost also had quite a bit of gems. So we do have Leap on the Sylve, able to use Unstoppable to get away, but still rather low. We have Planet Cracker being used as the cross map kind of Hail Mary, not able to secure the kill, but now Sonya. They know Sonya does not have Leap, tries to turn around on the Sylve, but will be going down. We do then have Pyro on the Lucio, and oh, sound barrier! Wow, was actually, I was gonna say, I don't think Pyro would save you there, but actually did. Good job on the part of Kaleidos, being able to use that sound barrier. Obviously, more useful when using a team fight, but very much justified this late in the match. We did have that camp pushing a bit mid, but even with that, as far as structures, we do have Spooky Ghost slightly ahead and about a level lead, and so we are going to be having 20s as of right now, very much likely on the side of Fancy Flightless Fowl. So now Spooky Ghost is going to have to make that decision of what do we want to do before they reach level 20. We do have Johanna using Unstoppable, but does get caught. I imagine, yeah, I was able to get away for at least a little bit. Johanna probably not the best target for that, at least when trade is up. We do have Sylvanas use their trait to get some push here with that camp. So the waves definitely favoring the side of Fancy Flightless Fowl a bit. Spooky Ghost having to clean up part of the lanes. And so now if you're Spooky Ghost, you're probably wanting to get something going, right? Get a fight. If you want to get a fight, you want to get it now. Fancy Flightless Fowl recognizing that and pretty much saying we're going to step back, play this slow. They're not in danger, you know. They're not going to be able to get gems for turn-in just yet, so just step back and wait. There's no need to kind of force the issue. They see Phoenix stop, so they're kind of more so safe to step up, get some more gems. They have now their objective as well, which would be now the third of the game for them. They're all turning in 20s online. We do have Flamethrower, Censure, Bolt of the Storm, Fortified Bunker, and Shatter. Yeah, the Lucio go up the frequency. I guess that makes sense. Not many big bodies as far as HP. You do see Fancy Flightless Fowl trying to kind of see if they can get the members of Spooky Ghost to now stick their heads out. Both the tanks whispering to each other and walking straight into the bush. Johanna again. Now the Ice Wall does not land, so we did see at least one of the ults being committed, but in the meantime they were able to secure the objective now using trade at the bottom. Likely now with 20s online, we do have Crater, Unconquered Spirit, Radiant Faith, Coco Blitz, and Bossa Nova. So we are going to see that Crater Planet Cracker combo. Please, I want to see it once. Obviously, if you're Fancy Flightless Fowl, you don't want to group up. Make this very easy for Eric to get a 5-person crater, or even a 3-person crater. Might be very dangerous. Blaze does have the bunker that can maybe mitigate a little bit of it, but I imagine it would, with the black hole and everything, would probably be quite a bit of damage. We do have trade now back up. Sylv is now committing to it. With bottom keep now being down. All the while, we did have top pushing a little bit. Phoenix was responded to the whole time. So we do have to engage on the Sonya. Sonya now leaps to the Anduin and gets targeted, but will be going down in exchange. Lucio now in danger, able to pop Soundbearer with 200 HP. Will blow up to the kill. Foz Tassler does go down. With now Phoenix getting some value, taking down the Sylv. 3 members of Fancy Flightless Fowl surviving, but a 3 for 2, and with that, not very much or much that either team can do right now. With the Kel'Thas now being caught out slightly, Phoenix trying to engage, will be going down, and very good stagger. Meaning Kel'Thas is going to be a little bit behind now, about 20 seconds, which now gives them maybe an opportunity potentially, right, to look into this boss play. Oh, we didn't get forget who's here. Harrison Jones, right? Yeah, that's like the hidden. You go here and you click on this at the beginning. Harrison Jones runs out, so it's like a little Easter egg. We have both, well, not both teams. Fancy Flightless Fowl not getting their own bruiser, likely Spooky Ghost responds to the same, and so very much what I kind of thought, that this will just come down to execution. Both teams having really good wave clear. We do have, though, Spooky Ghost now with 86 gems. I just realized that, so they do have turn in. It's going to get pushed back a little bit by this mid camp. It's going to get cleared for free. We do have bottom siege, still kind of slow down the bottom web weavers, but it looks like top mid, particularly mid, right, with this particular camp helping empower this mid push a bit. All members of Fancy Flightless Fowl now mid, and so again having to be careful. This is if Sonya could get a big combo with that leap in that Phoenix. Both teams are waiting for that. Most importantly, Anduin has to not be in a position where they get caught out. We do have a two-person ice wall followed up with a light bomb, and we do have a counter engage, but Sonya kind of maybe slowed down the engage by Fancy Flightless Fowl, and surprisingly, no one goes down. We do have the objective able to secure the top keep, and so we kind of have countering lanes for the top of lane of Fancy Flightless Fowl, bottom for Spooky Ghost. But right away we do see it looks like Spooky Ghost is going to try to bait that boss. May trying to check it out. We do have them started, but like they called a retreat. That's not. We do have the leap, following up the flow. Oh, the did get that Anduin again. Very good job of Spooky Ghost being able to pick on that Anduin. Now Kel'Thas kind of in a very bad situation, not able to, well, able to get Living Bomb out, right? Sonya really low, but able to spin enough to survive that Phoenix. I think had like about 50 health, and the May does go down. Not good. Now with two members of Blade's likely going to be going down. Savannah trying to do best to kind of go, but
Red team dominated.
Still, both the three members, we do have three members of Spooky Ghost left, but looks like they're not going to be able to do much. Maybe kind of help push the waves. Not able to really do a core call. They had a healer potentially, but they should be able to secure this mid keep, which will help quite a bit. They do almost have turn in again, only needing about 7. Sorry, not 7. My math is wrong. 17, right? 17 more gems, but it's not too far off. They'll need 10 more now. Maybe with this bottom wave here. Something they do have to be mindful of is that these catapults now kind of stacking up here. You have members of Spooky Ghost now responding to that. Now with both teams kind of getting up here, doing some maintenance of their lanes, but it looks like likely they're going to be able to secure this next objective unless Fancy Flightless Fowl tries to see if they can set up an engage or something. They do recognize that they're likely split. I don't know if they saw them. And the Anduin, just like as I mentioned before, really has to be careful because that's exactly who you want to target. Spooky Ghost has been very good on kind of picking on the Anduin, and here we do have that vision from the Tassadar, that level 13 Oracle, right? Being able to give vision, very useful, especially now when you're just trying to predict where they're at. We do have now the next objective to the side of Spooky Ghost, and this is level 20 or 24 minutes. So these web weavers are pretty strong at this point. We do have Ice Wall come out, miss. Fancy Flightless Fowl recognizing they have to do something. I mean, they're not too in danger, at least right now. They should be able to retreat, clear these lanes. Bottom might be the one you want to save, but at this point you just want to prevent obviously any damage to the core. Although if you're fancy Flightless Fowl, you do want to be careful about being too extended there. Again, they're looking for that crater leap. Phoenix combo. Phoenix able to push top because can follow up from anywhere on the map. We do have the top web beaver coming in, but again, oh, that nice shield leap combo. Kel'Thas is safe, but May will be going down. Bunker was used, but it was just maybe right outside the range of where May was able to click it. May does go down, and now we do have core going down. It looks like the core call is called, and both teams now frantically trying to survive. We do have the core quickly now going down with the members of Spooky Ghost surviving. 2 members do go down, and it looks like game number 1 will be going to the side of Spooky Ghosts in a very exciting manner. Both teams showing quite a bit of patience. A 24-minute Tomb of the Spider Queen. Not surprising. We get to look at briefly at the game summary. We do have pretty much even as far as kill count, 16 to 14. The map did go about to 25 minutes. We look at the overall death. Phoenix being very effective. Again, able to respond from practically anywhere on the map to follow up on those engages. It's a very good use of that on the part of Spooky Ghost. As far as damage, we did have Kel'Thas and Phoenix again. Sonya doing quite a bit of work. Siege, just surprising, both about the same. Healing. We have Anduin and Elucia doing fairly similar. Phoenix did quite a bit again, so kind of ended up being kind of like the off lane, right? The pseudo off lane, but again, being able to kind of respond to the engages with the Planet Cracker from pretty much anywhere on the map, which is very useful, especially when you need your all 5 team members there. So obviously, again, very good last kind of set as far as the engages. Both teams did really well and then very evenly matched at that point. We did see kind of the full W build from Sonya, again being the crater being significant at the end. You kind of see the standard. I think that Radiating Faith was really good. That extra 1.75 second stun it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you look at these upgrades, you know, 0.75 second increase or 1 second increase, doesn't seem like a lot, but this is almost 2 seconds more, and also increases the number of bodies, so it practically can stun an entire team. So it's a kind of a sometimes I think overlooked level 20. I think overall these were pretty standard, but with that, I'm gonna get into my score screen and update everything. One for Ghost. We'll get into the map select real quickly. And with that, we'll take a quick little break while we wait for teams. I haven't seen anything yet as far as what's the next choice, but I'll see you shortly. All right, it looks like we got a lobby going, and we're going to be going out to Towers of Doom. It looks like Fancy Flightless Fowl did select this. Always a big fan of towers. The map that, as always, as long as you have one, right? One of your core shot, you can win. This is like obviously the big kind of comeback mechanic map of HOTS. Seen lots of situation or moments where one team is completely dominating and then gets to about two. You know, I've seen a couple one. The other enemy team had one core shot, and then a cascade of deaths usually leads to the opposing team being able to reverse the outcome and kind of come back to win. This map being very notorious for that. Guess I'm gonna be a lot better about the prediction. Looks like both teams are in. Both are ready. I'm ready. Shortly we'll get into the draft. I imagine maybe potentially as far as bans, I think both teams are relatively kind of as far as their performance. I don't think there's any particular hero. Maybe Sylve. Sylve is always the hero, right? That can really empower, especially on Tomb, right? I thought that Fancy Flightless Fowl would have been able to get some pretty good value of that, but it seemed like Sylve didn't get as much value as I thought. But again, it kind of came to like level 20 ults, right? And then who can catch who. As I mentioned before, Sonya did a really good job last match, being able to kind of pick on Anduin. It seemed like Anduin went down at least in 2 fights right away. To remind myself to make sure I drink, especially when I'm talking in these casts. Quite often, in my own other capacity, I do have extended periods where I do talk, and you'd think I have pretty good practice with that, but maybe because I did a workout earlier, a little bit dehydrated, just to make sure I gotta drink enough water. All right, looks like both teams give the thumbs up, and we're now moving into the draft for game number 2. For those of you just joining us, we did have someone leave or disconnect. I'll move into my intermission. I need to make my intermission screen one of those technical difficulty. I need to make a technical difficulties screen like those 1960s, 1970s. He alt tabbed. I guess it's one of the members of Spooky disconnected. They're using Linux.
Of Doom.
That might be the issue. All right. Looks like it was just a minor problem, but hopefully there's no disconnects. Again, for those of you joining us, we did have just game 1 going to the side of Spooky Ghost on 2 of the Spider Queen. Fancy Flightless Fowl opted for map pick Towers, and we do have Sylve being banned out, and so I did kind of earlier say that it feel like maybe Sylve didn't get as much value, but obviously this map is a little bit different than others, right? Where you only have forts, you don't really have keeps. I guess you could just call them keeps, because there's no forts. But once you take them down, you really kind of, right, can't do much else. And also, you can take them back. So, kind of a interesting dynamic on this particular map. Although, if you do take all 6 of the forts, you start bombarding the enemy team. So, any hero that is very good at kind of helping siege forts, pretty valuable here. We do have the Vala being banned out, I imagine, and I predict that just in general, Vala is going to be banned out quite a bit in NGS league-wide. We do have the noob ban from the side of fancy Flightless Fowl. Welcome, Jimmy. Is this in Artanis map, right? Yeah, I think they removed. I agree with Interning Blue. I think they removed Artanis. You gotta be tired. We have the Anduin ban. Interestingly, Fancy Flightless Fowl did select it last time. That leaves the most OP tank Johanna open. I mean, I did say that level 20 is pretty significant, right? We do have Stukov.
All shall suffer.
And Leoric. So, kind of maybe preemptively trying to take away that Leoric from Eric. I know Eric does like Leoric in general, but on this particular map. Very strong wave clear. Obviously has within Tomb and upgrade level 20, pretty much a win condition, right? But with a Stukov, you have Buried Alive at level 10, right? We do have Brightwing now. Last time being banned, and this time I think Brightwing compared to Tomb probably a little bit better here. We do have Eric on the Sonya again. So imagine that they're going to try and get rid of that Phoenix, because that Planet Cracker with the Leap was very useful. But they have to get rid of the Falset. I guess with the Falset you could do a Hinderman Blast with the Cracker, so... Oh, sorry, with the Leap on the Sonya, and then obviously the upgrade. But obviously Falset having to fly there. Again, Global's pretty strong here. We see a variant ban, so getting rid of that Stukov variant combo that very much is kind of nasty against a Joe, right? Obviously Joe can press the trait, but if you don't have that trait, it can be rather challenging. Fancy Flightless Fowl still needing a couple DPSs and a tank, or any other combination potentially. Will we see a Stitches screaming? And so, right at the top, you must say this might not be the best, right? Because Joe has the unstoppable Brightwing, at least a tank, can get a teleport. We'll see if Spooky Ghost will respond by selecting heroes that can't be hooked from a mile away. And thank you, Peldor, with the raid. Welcome to those of you that are joining us. We do see a Sagara. Sagara can drop a lot of minions, make it a little bit challenging for the Stitches. I think I myself, either a season or 2 seasons ago, no, a few seasons ago, I think it was in a match where I played Stitches and they drafted like Asmodan and like a noob. Oh no! There's another disconnect. Switch back to our intermission screen. I'll switch, I guess, our map select for those who are just joining us. Oh, this now is on the side. Okay, it looks like we're gonna remake the lobby. Maybe so. This time it was someone from the side of Fancy Flightless Fowl that disconnected. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what we're doing. It looks. Are we remaking the lobby? Yeah, like, oh no, I guess we're just gonna speed run the draft. Pog. Let's see if I can wrap up everything I said. Practice my, auction house. Do we have someone here, someone there, someone there, someone there, someone there? I'll just switch back to the, draft. We have a new band here. They also banned, what was it? Yeah, Sylvanas and Valhalla here. But do I have a Enderwind band here, Enderwind band? Yes. All right, that's it. I'm not gonna go beyond that. So hopefully this is not going to be an issue in game. Obviously, that would be big sad.
All shall suffer.
My blades are yours.
I don't think we got to see the last pick. I didn't see it. It kind of went off, so I guess that's going to be the surprise.
Irenaeus will rise. Stitches want to play.
We'll see.
From order comes justice.
Wait, I thought Rift had already picked. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. It was Zagara, because I was mentioning how a few years ago I had played Stitches, and the opposing team had like a noob, had Zagara, had I think even Asthma or something. So it was just a bunch of little minions that pretty much meant I could never hook anything without, you know, directly in front of them. So we have a little bit different of a draft than the last game, with teams opting to kind of have this push. You have Greymane with very good siege, Nazebo being your CU at level 20, depending on what build they go. Well, anyways, with that, see you in game number 2 shortly. All right. Like this time we didn't have as many issues.
Heroes.
Last time I did a Spooky Ghost, so introduce Fancy Flightless Fowl first. We have Silver Bell on the Leo Angry Panda, who was a sub in, right? We did have a sub here. On the Nazebo, Alfie. Is it on the Greymane? Yeah, they're kind of much hard to see. Batmang on the Sukov, and Gentry Boy
5, 4,
on Stitches.
3, 2,
on the side of Spooky Ghost, we do have Rogoth again on the Johanna, Rift on the Zagara, Boundary X on the Tassadar, and Kalidas on Monkey, Brightwing. Eric with a K, obviously, on the side. Oh, we actually had 2 substitutions, right? Because we had XX Lunatic XX also being subbed out. So we have 2 subs, looks like, for the side of Nazebo trolling their own Greymane by trapping them in the zombie. Report, please. So very much it's gonna be obviously kind of dependent if that Stitches can land those hooks. Zagara. Oh, it must have been right of vision. Obviously, I have the all-knowing vision. I can see everything. I was like, oh, how did they miss that? We do see Leo and Sonya kind of trading off tomorrow. Sonya right away starting that camp, but I don't think Leo can do too much here. The problem with Leo is that you kind of help the Sonya if you're kind of fighting that objective at the same time, so you don't want to do that. Or you do, right? Because then you clear. Or we do have to Stitch land the hook on the Zagar. Zagar trying to get away, but the Brightwing be able to come in and help. We do have the fight on top. Leo! I mean, Sonya's able to kind of sustain. Uh-oh. And Leo misses the spooky hand, and that's kind of the big... Uh-oh. Sonya's... Oh, will be going down as well. That's kind of the big skill matchup there. Can you land your spooky hand? If you do, you know, for the most part, can win a lot of those matches. If you don't, you don't. Pretty simple kind of execution there. We do have, as far as level 1s, we have Sonya again going with the W build. Looks like we have everything pretty much the same. We do have Filthy onto Death. Again, not the one you usually see. I guess on this map you see it more. It's probably the one map you'd see it. Sagara again in danger with Brightwing, be able to save it for at least a moment, but will be going down. We did have Sukov with... Oh, actually going with... Oh yeah, low blow. Yeah, so increase... Wait, we do have the Leo going down again. So Leo not having a good time with that Sonya, but Sonya in danger, but able to safely get away, at least for the time being. Leo will be coming out. I mean, Leo's getting trait value, right? That's what matters. If you're not dying with Leo, you're just not using the hero effectively. We do have Angry Panda kind of isolated and will be able to get away with 15 health. I thought for sure that was a dead Zebo, but we did have actually 2 of the objectives for the side of Spooky Ghost, and we have Zagar again being hooked, and then Sukov able to use that low blow to steal those kills. We know that Sukovs are very much kill stealers. So whatever, we do have look at this snaps. Yeah, a 2 to 3. If you need to forget which are the controls down here. That's right. I remember. Everything's coming back. You have level 7s for both teams. Greymane kind of doing things. Sonya trying to get some value top. We'll be able to take that top tower. Sonya or Zagara putting able to put a lot of vision creep, help control those rotations. The hook going out on the Tassadar, the target you do want, but Brightwing able to then use the heal. Wasn't maybe needed, but always better to be safe than sorry, especially as heroes scale, especially Nazebo. We'll keep a close eye on that. We do have Nazebo already with 57 stacks. And the Zagara again! And able to get away. Can Greymane do a cocktail? Oh! Oh, but the low blow again! That pesky Stukov. Kill thief extraordinaire. Able to get that lurking arm from behind the wall to secure the kill. And with that, obviously, this objective goes to the side of Fancy Flightless Fowl. We do have 4v3 at the bottom. I mean, Fancy Flightless Fowl doing a good job rotating mid and not letting Zagara just get like a free push. It's almost like a... Oh, we do have level 10s. We do have Gorge, Cursed Bullet, Massive Shove, and Gary Gargantuan. Looks like Leo's holding on their ult. I mean, you have to go in tune. I think maybe Leo's just stealing with this. Doesn't have press Control 1, right? That's how you quick select your favorite. Or you can set it up to be that. That's a little advice. Set up your Control 1 to be your quick pick. Unless you fat finger things and accidentally pick the wrong talent using the quick select. I've done that a couple times.
Rising heroes.
We do have the next objective, which will... Oh, it's only... No, it's going to be two. Two altars. Again, Leo having a rough time. I think that the Felty probably is kind of showing the weakness here. Like, if you're fighting Sonya in between lanes, you're not going to be as tanky. We do have Leap committed to secure the kill on the Leo. Interesting. I mean, that's a 50-second timer to secure a kill on a Leo who gets going to be back up in 10 seconds. So, not sure if that's the best use of it, but if it helps slow down the soak, I guess it's useful.
This realm will be mine, and mine alone. You have done well, heroes.
Yeah. Team...
My power.
Team Alfie.
Return to those wretched
Fancy Flightless Fowl doing their own siege camp. So interesting, now we have Nazebo mid, which can kind of help counter that push from a Zag, at least momentarily. Nazebo did go spider build, so if Nazebo can land some spiders on that Zagara, it'd be kind of painful. We then have a 3v3 in the bottom lane with Zagara now rotating bot. Blessed Shield did go wild. We did have 10s on the side of Spooky Ghost with Blessed Shield, Leap, Devouring Maw. Oh, we do have the Hook and Gorge land. Oh, the Devouring Maw does save the Tassadar. Very good job by Rift. We did have Entomb committed to the Sonya top and not able to do much. Now we do see Leo. Again, if you're able to kind of land your Spooky Hand and can do some damage. I'm waiting for them to kind of do that Silent Entomb, right, with the Stukov. We do now have the Stitches hook on the Tassadar, able to secure. We do have the Silence Runaway, and that's a dead Tassadar. We have Nazebo at 122. Stacks a hook again on the Zagara. And Genji. Or Genji, I should say. Genji boy. I want to say Genji. Oh, the Brightwing able to get away with about 80 health. But the Nazebo actually goes down. Johanna uses the Blessed Shield to disengage. And Stitches was trying to see if that Brightwing was still hanging around. There was an objective, right? It did, or was it a one? It was a single one, yeah. I'm so distracted by that fight. We do have a 20-28 advantage on the side of Fancy Flightless Fowl, but as we said, you only need one on this particular map. And then Toki, thank you for the 32. Do these sound effects? Is it loud? Oh, I think my mic is very close to my... We do have... Again, both teams about to get to level 16, and that's where we get the power spike, right? If somebody gets this power spike. Oh, we do have the hook come out. I heard a hook, but there was SS Stitch's main Sometimes you just go fishing. You go fishing for, Blessed, or Cursed Bullet, I should say, as well. We do have a 3 Ultra phase coming up with 16, maybe slightly on the side of Fancy Flightless Fowl, but it looks like it'll be pretty much the same. We do have
Heroes.
the sliding. Oh, we do have Naziba go down. Oh. Imagine Leap was used. Yeah, Leap was used. So it looks like that we're going to have the agreement, or the handshake agreement. We take one each top and then maybe fight over bottom, but it looks like Fancy Flightless Fowl is going to say no.
All that bluster. And for what?
Who would win, 5 Zagaras versus 5 Braxis Waves? I would say it depends what level it is, right? And we've only seen one Gorge. And oh, we go. Oh, that was very close. We did have Tasser this time. Take the mobility, right? Yeah, the Shadow Walk. Very useful. We had the hook again, and it does land this time on the. I imagine we're gonna get Blessed Shield out. Oh no. We do have Black Hole being used to help with the disengages. Garrus rotating down to B45. Now Stukov and Stitches landed in the Devouring Maw, and this might be kind of rough. Stukov trying to get away, but will be going down as well as Stitches. And again, a very good Devouring Maw by the Zagara. So we do get a 2 for 0. Although I do have Sonya kind of pushing top. Looks like might be able to secure it. Nah, it's gonna be kind of difficult, but those minions might bring it down. We do see Brightwing come in to help the Sonya secure this top 4. All the while, we do have bottom also going down. So now if you're Spooky Ghost, you're probably setting your eyes on this middle fort and trying to get all 6 secured and start the bombardment. We do have now Nazeebo with 144, so almost gonna be able to be online. Now we get to the fun part of this map,
Take
right?
the altars and put an end to the Gravekeeper.
Although this is favoring Spooky Ghost, you do have to be careful because now Nazeebo is gonna really start hurting. Oh, actually, they did secure top. Oh, I thought they did secure it, but it will be going down now. We do see 4 members.
The altar is out. Fire on the Gravekeeper. We have lost power.
Oh, the end game is quite loud. Maybe I should change that. Thanks for letting me know. I think last time I cast it was too low, and now I have it too high. But first cast kind of adjustments. I'll fix that after the first game. We do see there you go. I guess I could do the manual adjustment. We do have Greymane go down. There you go. Maybe that helps a little bit. To the hook and Gorge. Stitches will be taking that Zagara for a ride, but should be able to get away, I think. And Brightwing not able to save Zagara. We do have the hook and miss, but we do have 2 members down for the side of Fancy Flightless Fowl. Eric, now we do have both teams level 20, the Silence and Tomb, so we do have Master Hooker, Hunter's Blunderbuss, Push Comes with Us, Buried Alive, and Vile Infection. We do have Nazeebo just about to hit it.
The time is now.
It's a 16-15 advantage for Spooky Ghost if you're Fancy Flightless Fowl. We do have the hook land, but on the Joe, not quite the target you want. We do have Crater again.
Gravekeeper.
Upgrade them all.
The others.
Radiant Faith, Force Barrier, and upgrade on Brightwing's Z. We did have Nazebo just complete Vile Infection, so that level 23 power boost is online right. Oh, and Nazebo, Leo's in a little bit of trouble. Didn't go the extended E, so once you take Wraith Walk, you're kind of predictable where you're going. We do have the Hook and Gorge on the... This is why I would think the... Oh, the leap kind of backfired. No. The situation of I'm not trapped with you, you're trapped with me. Very unfortunate for Sonya. I think it's... Yeah, you're not able to kind of respond rather quickly to kind of bring down that barrier. Rather, we do see fancy Flightless Fowl take that boss to kind of take it away. You know what I'll do? I'm going to fix this volume real quickly. There you go. That might be more acceptable. And now I'm going to be told it's too low. We do have Fancy Flightless Fowl do secure their mid fort, but they don't want to give this for free. We still have about 2 seconds. Brightwing will be able to port in, but Silence from the Stukov able to delay for a second. Now we have all members up. I mean, it's an 8-5, so I think you can get away with one, but you don't want to just free. We do have the hook on the Sonya, the leap into the back line. 2 members in the mall. Lots of R's being pressed, but all the members of Fancy Flightless Fowl rather low. We do have Stukov go down, Nazebo about to go down, Tassiter. We do have a 4-4-1. So Stitch is hooking that Sonya. We do have GG being called, and they're recognizing that, yeah, very much. They don't have to cap this. They can just get one more tower and then get 5 tower shots. And with that, we do have game number 2 and the domination going to Spooky Ghosts. So if you happen to be not awake, hopefully my in-game sound woke you up. We'll real quickly look at the game summary. Let's see if I can get a interview from one of the members of Spooky Ghosts. But meanwhile that, we do see some of the damage. We do have Zagaro top damage, so able to get actually a pretty good job of helping with the soak and the overall kind of controlling of lanes. I'm gonna get one of these lobbies. As far as healing, relatively even. Stukov was getting pretty good value on that silence. Sonya, Eric, really good job on Sonya in both matches. Move over to the talent selection screen for a bit if you want to take a gander. Nazebo did get that power spike, maybe a little bit too late. Alright, I messaged the team. Let's see if they want to join for an interview. Sometimes teams just don't want to do interviews. Maybe they're just fed up. But overall, I think very good showing on both. And again, Spooky Ghost coming up from Division B this past season as the runner-up of Division B West, kind of showcasing They very much are a force to be reckoned with in Division A. I do think that this level 1 maybe didn't get as much value, and I'm obviously very biased. I often don't like to opt for the auto attack, especially in team fights. Getting the upgrade on your E, that could have saved Leo a couple times. It also helps with the team fight, right? The damage reduction. But obviously, if you're spending most of the time just dueling, this is very useful. It didn't seem like they were able to get value out of Buried Alive. And we saw kind of in the last sequence a lot of kind of buttons being pressed and mashed, and didn't seem like they got as much value as they could have. Also, the Master Hooker, I think it would have been better to take the Unstoppable, because there was a good engage or hook by the Stitches, but then the Johanna was able to use Blessed Shield to kind of delay that. If Stitches had that Unstoppable, probably would have been able to secure that kill on the Brightwing. And let's see, no one responded, so I guess maybe not an interview. It's Eric here. I'm friends with Eric with a K. Come on, you gotta give the people what they want. I guess in the meantime I can upgrade the score screen. And the fun's not over. I think we do have one more match this evening with Peldar, so likely going to be moving over to that particular matchup for those who are sticking around. There you go, and I can switch the map. Select. All right, I don't think they want an interview, so let me see. I think Peldar is about to start casting, so let me double check. And I'll get you, those who are sticking around, go back. I think some of you joined us just from Peldar. I guess there was some time between the next match and such. But let me double check. Don't want to lead you to very certain that they were casting, but it looks like we're not gonna get an interview. Maybe they're just like, I'm done. Maybe they had to take a bathroom break or something. Looking at the calendar. Yeah, it's about to be starting in a little bit, about 8. I think with that, I will be sending those of you who are here over back to Peldar's channel. So again, thank you very much. For joining me. Again, very exciting game 1 series. It's like game 1 being very much back and forth. Game 2 as well, very much very close on both sides. Oh, there you go. Yeah. We do have Eric finally respond, so we will get a brief interview before I send you over to Peldar. I was right about to press the raid button. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going good.
How you feeling with your first match series in Division A?
It was good. Sorry I took so long to respond. I stepped away for a sec.
Yeah, I figured maybe you had to step out, use the bathroom or something.
Yep. No, the game went well. I wouldn't say we've done like a ton of preparation leading up to it, but there were like, the last week or so we've been kind of trying to whip the team into shape. So it feels good to at least see the work pay off a little bit.
Yeah, and obviously coming over from Division B, yeah, because you were in the semifinals of B West, correct? And so I know the previous season it was the final you were in of B in general, and
That
so
sounds right.
yeah, and so as the lore master of NGS, right? I shouldn't know, but yeah, very strong performance, and so I guess you said you didn't expect too much as far as your preparation. So very strong showing your part. I have to say that game one with the Sonya, kind of when I saw the Sonya Phoenix, I was like, I'm hoping for a Crater Planet Cracker combo, and you delivered. So is that something you were right away thinking about during the draft? And how did you approach trying to kind of carry out that combo, right? Because with the Phoenix being able to kind of be wherever brings quite a bit of flexibility, right?
Yeah, honestly, it was kind of an afterthought, to be honest. It definitely wasn't like obviously we know about Crater and Laser, but it wasn't something we were necessarily thinking about picking as that combo in the draft. But the problem is, I think with the Laser in particular, we didn't really have a lot of lockdown for it in general. Like Johanna's not exactly the most reliable tank as far as keeping someone in one place, so it was kind of reliant on the leap, and I don't know, it was definitely a little sloppy. Like we had the one situation on the bottom lane with Johanna or with Sylvanas where we realistically probably should have gotten the kill. Whether or not it was a good idea in the first place is a different story, but because I think we were probably going to die regardless because they were kind of rotating down. But anyway, it's stuff that can get cleaned up pretty easily. I think we had the right idea. And
Yeah.
out, I guess.
And you did a good job of picking on the Anduin. Very much, there was quite a few fights or engages where the Anduin was pretty much gone rather quickly. So it's kind of big. I did mention that Anduin had to be very careful to kind of not be in the range of the Crater and the leap because it was getting deleted.
Genuinely well played on the Anduin's part because I literally spent the last third of the game just looking to leap Anduin, and he was basically never in vision for me.
Yeah, and so until he was right. But then moving on to tower, so it's very much the same kind of strategy. I think I was kind of surprised with the stitches being kind of picked so early because you can kind of work around it. But you again in the offlane with the Sonya being able to kind of provide that value. But I think it pretty much just came down to both teams. It was very kind of close, right? Maybe the kill count not as much of a predictor there, but it was 5 to 8 at the end, right? So very much you had both teams within strike of kind of closing, but you were able to kind of there was a lot of buttons being pressed at the end, I noticed.
Yeah, I mean that game, most of our game plan was revolved around putting pressure in that mid top lane and just kind of holding down the fort on bottom. And I think that worked pretty well. I think we were all kind of surprised at how much gank potential there was with the lack of CC that there was on their team. They picked Zagara quite a bit, and it was Bill's normally who played the Zagara. He's normally really good about keeping vision and keeping his lane pressure safe and backing up when he needs to. And I think the Stitches having that massive gap closer really kind of threw a wrench in that. So the game plan didn't exactly get executed as far as that goes, but I don't know. I think they didn't have enough pressure to put in the bottom lane, so it felt like we won the lane setup situation in that regard. And even if the play wasn't necessarily as clean as it could have been, we just had the map pressure to kind of make up for it.
Yeah, definitely. It seemed like as far as Zara did get picked on quite a bit in the mid game, but you kind of were able to ultimately just get outsoak, and Nazeebo did finish their quest, but it seemed like maybe a little bit too late.
Yeah, I think once we got the Zagara 16, we felt like we could fight, because up until that point is I don't think we really had much of a chance 5v5ing their team. And even with the Nazeebo at 20, I feel like we were just taking fights so quickly with the leap that I don't think it was that much of a factor. The fights were just ending instantaneously.
Well, great. But with that, I'll have no other questions. I'll lay out the floor if you have any shout-outs or anything.
Shout-outs to my water heater for dying yesterday. It's a good time to not be a homeowner. But other than that, shout-outs to the team, obviously. I am looking forward to scheduling with a bunch of East Coast teams because we're primarily a West Coast team.
Yeah, I heard it's a very interesting season.
Yeah, but Alfie was really flexible for us in that regard, so appreciate him.
Well, great. Again, congrats on your game one or first series domination, and looking forward to potentially casting some more matches in the coming season. So best of luck either way.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate you casting.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
All right. With that, I think I cut off. I left the Discord in the middle of him saying goodbye. Anyways, thank you very much again for those of you joining this evening. Again, it was our Division A matchup between Spooky Ghost and Fancy Flightless Fowl, with Spooky Ghost getting the domination over Fancy Flightless Fowl. And so with that, we do have one more game being casted by Peldor, so I'm going to be moving you over there for those who are sticking around. Otherwise, thank you very much for sticking around, and I'll see you next time in the Nexus. Have a good one.